It's summertime. What's the Rapid City real estate market been like? About like it's been for the past couple months. So yeah. Oh, you want more information? Oh, well, I guess we can do that. Hey everybody, I'm Tristan Emond with Mindful Living Realty, a realtor right here in Rapid City, South Dakota, the gateway to the Black Hills. Real estate has been kind of in the news lately. So you're seeing headlines about the market changing, all these homes being available in the bigger cities, etc., etc., etc. So you might be thinking, well, real estate in Rapid City is probably going the same way. But that's not necessarily the case here in Rapid City. Real estate is local. Now, things have softened considerably. Our days on market are considerably longer than they were, 2-3 years ago. But it's not getting to the point where the majority of homes are sitting on the market for 6 months or something like that. Homes are still selling in the Rapid City and the Black Hills area. I'm still talking with a number of people that are interested in moving into the area, and we just closed on about 5 or 6 in the past couple of months that were mostly people moving from out of town. However, my inbox is full of other realtors sending me emails, price reductions, open houses, agent open houses, which we haven't had for a while. All these things are telling me that real estate agents are doing everything they can to make sure the property gets seen. And, it's probably had a few showings and we're still waiting for that buyer. This means that sellers are willing to negotiate more. We're finding more and more deals where you're coming to the table with offers under asking price, asking for closing costs, and things like this. And sellers are willing to do some of these things to make sure that their home gets sold. But this doesn't necessarily mean that average home sale prices are going down. I know it sounds like they should be, but at the moment, they're staying pretty steady. Let's take a look at the average home sale prices for single-family homes in the Black Hills MLS from the past few months. In the month of April, the average home sale price was about $412,000. That went up to $418,000 in May. And here in June, that average sold price went up to $420,000, almost $421,000. This $421,000 average sales price this year is up even from last year's price of $411,000 average sale price. The days on market are about the same, 43 down to 39 and 39 here in the past couple months. Buyers now have a lot to choose from. So if you're looking to sell your property, you've got a lot of things going on. A home that needs more work is going to sit longer because a buyer is probably going to choose a nicer home first before they come back and look at yours. What about townhomes and condos? In April, the average sale price was about $336,000. That went up to about $343,000 in May, and in June came way down to $329,000 for your average sale price. That's even down from last June, where the sale price was $350,000. We're also looking at a lower average sale price on new constructions, where last year it was $430,000, and this year's average is $405,000. However, like I mentioned in my last video, I don't know that this has much to do with actual sale price value, as much as more and more affordable homes are getting built in that $250,000 to $300,000 price point. Now let's look at some charts from Realtor Property Resource, which is available to us Realtor members, which grabs data from MLS sources, county data, and a bunch of their affiliates to come together with this information. I typed in Rapid City, South Dakota, and let's take a look at month of inventory, or whether we're in a buyer's market or seller's market. According to this graph right here, it looks like we're just reaching into that balanced market. Here you can see how Rapid City compares to South Dakota and the rest of the United States. The Rapid City median price value is in the blue, and you can see how it is above the rest of South Dakota, which we kind of knew, but it's also inching really close to that United States average line. The median list price of single-family homes is around $400,000. Now, this is where it's listed at, not necessarily where it's selling at. And here you can see when the number of properties is up, which is pretty typical for spring to summertime in the Black Hills, and median days in the market is also up. Now we transfer to single-family sold properties, and you can see here the median sold price, the number of properties in this category from this system, and here's the interesting part, list to sale price is still right around 99%. So we're not getting huge deals on properties. If you found a property and you wanted to offer $25,000 less, chances are you're probably not going to get that together. Obviously, there are some properties that have been on the market for a while. Sometimes you can get a little better deal on those if the seller is really needing to get out of it, that kind of thing. But on average, in general, you can expect to get a little discount on some properties, but sellers aren't giving away the farm. If you're looking for the prices to come down in Rapid City by $25,000 to $50,000, you're probably going to be waiting for a really long time. For any kind of real price decreases to happen, we really need to get into that heavy buyer's market scenario. And remember, even 2008 to 2010, the rest of the world was having a housing crash. Here in Rapid City, we went down 6% on our values, maybe 10% at best. So even with the national crisis going on, our values in our area didn't go down a whole stinking lot. So is now a good time to sell? Well, that kind of depends on your situation, where you're at, what you need. It isn't 2021 anymore where you put your son in the yard and you get multiple offers over the weekend over asking price. Now you need to do what you need to do to make your home look as best as you can. There are more homes on the market, so yours needs to be one that stands out to make buyers say, yep, this is the one I want. Trying to time the market is never a good idea. Obviously, it's better to put your home on the market in our area now versus in December, when even fewer buyers are out and fewer people want to move in the wintertime. But maybe waiting until next spring is too late for you. So sometimes it's a matter of getting the home on the market because you're not going to sell it unless it's on the market. Maybe by next year we'll have lower interest rates. Maybe we won't. We were planning on having lower interest rates this year, and that hasn't happened yet. We need to work with what we got and where we are in this present real estate market, and then have that conversation about getting your home ready for sale, the timelines, and all the things involved in that process. Buyers, while you may not have all of the cards at the moment, you certainly have more cards than you had previously. You've got more homes to look at, more time to look at, unfortunately, and also you have more options as far as negotiations and concessions that the seller may be willing to give you. That being said, like I always say, right house, right price, right property can go really quickly. So if it's the one you love, maybe don't wait on that thing. Let's put an offer in to make sure you get that one. Yeah, interest rates suck, and them coming down, who knows what's really going to happen in that scenario. So make sure your plans include that higher interest rate. Can you afford that payment? Let's get you to a property price point that you can afford and not be house poor by any means. Should you buy now or should you wait and buy later? This is kind of a conversation we need to have based upon who you are and your schedule, your time frame, and what your comfort level is. My wife needs to have money in the savings account. She needs to know that things are okay. Other people, as long as they know the bills are getting paid month to month, they're okay with things. In general, the sooner that you buy is better than later, especially in our area, because prices just kind of keep going up as we've shown month over month. However, if that's going to be a financial burden for you and you become house poor and then a maintenance issue crops up and it becomes unaffordable, this is just not a situation that you want to get yourself into. So make sure you temper everything that I'm saying over here as a realtor by now with where you are in your life, because that's more important than anything else. Some people are okay with buckling down, buying an investment and kind of sticking with it, but maybe that's not you. Make sure you know who you are and where you're at in that scenario. The other thing to consider is that if the interest rates pop down below 6, I'm thinking even like 5.99, we're going to see a lot more people that are able now to buy a property, come back to the market, that have been waiting for those interest rates to come down. If that happens, that's going to eat up the supply pretty quickly, and then we're back to potentially bidding wars, higher pricing, all the things. This coming a few minutes after I just got to talk about not timing the market, right? It isn't a yes or no, now or later conversation. It isn't just a black and white conversation. There are so many other life pieces that go together with this whole decision that we want to make sure that you are happy and comfortable with that decision moving forward. I try my best to come across as honest as possible, talking about all the scenarios instead of just very sleazy, salesy kind of style. Sometimes we just need to get together, chat about your option. If that's you and you'd like to have a chat with me, here's my contact information. Of course, everything is down in the description below, but if you're watching on TV, scan this bad boy. All my information will pop up right for you. And text me, email me, whatever it takes. Let's get together and talk about you and your real estate needs. Thanks so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Remember, love where you live.